happen to have a bone to pick with Dandelion, would you?
Course I do.
We are finally here. The brand new Journey characters, as you can see. It is Jaskier and Dijkstra, or Siggy Royven, as he may like to be known. Oh my word! I am going to waste no further time, guys. I am going to take you straight in to Chapter 1. Although Dandelion had travelled the world, the sight of the sun rising over Oxenfurt's rooftops never ceased to delight him. He stepped gracefully over the puddle of slush, moved the book from one arm to the other, tucking the yellow pages back into place. He promised himself that next time he would borrow something lighter from the university library than Nicodemus de Boot's meditation of life, happiness and prosperity. From the narrow alley he entered the marketplace. Despite the early hour, the preparations for the Belleton celebration could be seen at every step. Merchants shouted, setting up stalls and decorating them with flowers. Fish sizzled in pans, and the smell of freshly baked bread made his stomach rumble unbearably. Dandelion passed 2 clerics of the eternal fire by the philosopher's gate. For him, the church's presence at the university was one of the few new things he had to get used to. Everything else was exactly as it was years ago. The wind fluttered the leaves and the scent of spring wafted from Thinkers Park. Dandelion recalled his time as a student and the many years of wandering that led him back to Oxenfurt. Master de Lettenhoove, professor of classical poetry. Fate is most bizarre. From the side of the fountain square he heard singing and the melancholic chords of a lute. He wandered closer and squeezed in among the wreath of students surrounding the troubadour. Azure eyes in which the fire burns, the heat of days gone by, years gone by. Staring at their immeasurable depths, I am waiting for the moment to say goodbye. The young bard let the strings sound out, ran his fingers over the fretboard, and Dandelion waited until the applause died down, then cleared his throat. The troubadour saw him and grinned. Professor, how long have you been lurking there? Long enough to catch the wrong note, Ranulph. Subtle, yes, but indubitably wrong. However, more importantly, you broke a fundamental law of poetry. The bustle stopped. The students stared silently at Dandelion. Which one? I've known singers with angelic voices, true wizards of the lute. And you know what? I don't remember any of their names. Not one. For you see, they all made the same mistake that you made. There are many recipes for success in poetry, but one principle cannot be changed. I've been teaching you for 6 months now, so you probably remember which one. Never, under any circumstance. Ranulph sank heavily into his lute. Sing anything written by Voldo Marx, the troubadour of Sidaris, he finished. Bravo, said Dandelion, patting him on the shoulder. Come on now, keep your head up, you'll figure it out. Master Nicodemus, Dandelion sighed, looking at the sky. The world would be better if you could learn to put down your pen sometimes. The book was unbearably heavy, but he was not in a rush to part with it, because he knew that as soon as he crossed the threshold of the library, he would hear Alonzius scolding and pay the penalty for returning it late. To prolong this, he decided to swing by his office at the Department of Trouvership and Poetry first. Whistling cheerfully, he entered the illuminated hall, past a group of students busy with composing a ballad, and ran upstairs. But it wasn't until the office door that he realised he was humming the melody of Voldo Marx. He shook his head and took out the key, but before he could turn it, the handle gave way to touch. Dandelion narrowed his eyes, trying to remember the last time he'd been here. He slipped into the dimness tentatively and noticed that someone was sitting at his desk. Close the door, Professor, the man said. Oh, fuck, he said. It's been a while. What are you doing here, Dijkstra? The former head of Redanian intelligence struggled to get up, then looked out the window. Let's start with you forgetting how to use my surname. For safety, of course. Mine and yours. To you, I'm Siggy Royven, a former academy student spurred by nostalgia to visit Oxenfurt. I heard there was an attempt to kill you, Siggy. There were those who said it was effective. that you plunge straight into the depths of hell. That's funny. I've been to Zerrikania. And now? And now I'm here. Dandelion grunted and pressed meditations to his chest. Well, yes, sorry, my dear. It was nice to chat about the old days, but I'm in a hurry to get to the library. Master Alonzius will be furious if I keep this volume even a day longer. So I go, happy birthday, happy Bellatin, and so on and so forth. Dandelion turned and tugged the handle, but before he could open the door, someone grabbed his jacket, dragged him through the office, and sat him on a chair. He looked at the face, marred with an ugly scar, into inhuman, cold eyes. The elf stepped back and spoke softly, and his voice was a crunch of iron on stone. We'll finish the conversation first. Now, years of acting experience had allowed Dandelion to perform a haughty expression. He only hoped that when he opened his mouth with clattering teeth, he wouldn't bite his own tongue off. This is a scandal! Make your helper apologize to me for this assault. I'm a professor of the academy. The spy approached Dandelion. He pushed aside parchment on the desk and sat on the edge with a sigh. My companion is Wolf Isengrim. He had no bad intentions. We just need you to stay a while longer. See, I've got some business for you. Confidential. Dijkstra grunted and moved as if he was uncomfortable. I need your help. Help? Oh, no, Dijkstra, Siggy, everyone else. I'm done with it. Ultimately and irrevocably. No spying games, no coups, no chases down musty alleys. It's not for me. There is no amount for which I would agree. I've no money, Dandelion, said Dijkstra softly. I have nothing. I'm asking you for a favour. It's about... And the old spy ran his hands over his head. It's about me daughter. Oh, chapter 1. Okay, the return of Dijkstra, Siggy Royven, alive and in the flesh. Dandelion, now a master. He is. Oh, I'm so hyped. This is just chapter 1. This one has started with a bang. A brand new story from characters that we know all so well. Oh, and a cheeky Isengrim appearance as well in there. What's he doing with Dijkstra right now? Okay. I can't wait to get into chapter 2. That was already amazing. I'm so hyped for next week. People miss out on the journey stories far too frequently. Make sure you do not miss the next one. I will be reading every single one. They will be simultaneously released as they go into game each week. So on a Tuesday, you will find them here live every single week. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please do consider liking the video and clicking subscribe. If you hit the little bell, you will get notified every time a video goes live. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you, CD Projekt, for giving me early access to this story so that I could have this prepared for release day. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.
You serious?
Dead serious. Dandelion published a sonnet recently. Second stanza, the shit uses paired couplets instead of an inserted rhyme. Surely you understand how deeply offended the poetry lover in me was. The bastard shan't get away with it.
I was being serious.
As am I when I say I have exactly no time to worry about your gigolo boyfriend. Got my own problems. Problems you might be able to help me with.